and the process of metamorphism, in which conversion, or let's say after, you remember meta and morph. Meta means after, morph means form. So when we have this metamorphism, the process of metamorphism actually responsible for conversion of sedimentary, or let's say transformation of sedimentary into metamorphism rocks. So first of all, we have a contact or thermal metamorphism. Contact or thermal metamorphism. Here in this image you can see we have a contact or thermal metamorphism, in which there is a greater role of heat, and as a result of greater role of heat, what we can say that the sedimentary rock which is there, or even igneous rock which is there, that is subjected to intense heat. As a result of intense heat, the characteristic properties would going to change from sedimentary to metamorphic, from igneous to metamorphic. Okay, so when we have a greater role of heat, we known as thermal or contact metamorphism. Like when the limestone is converging into marble, limestone is transforming into marble. That is one of the example. When the limestone is subjected to intense heat, its structural appearance would be in terms. Moving ahead, we have a dynamic or cataclastic metamorphism. Dynamic or cataclastic metamorphism. In this kind of metamorphism, we have what? We have a intense pressure. Intense pressure is there, and as a result of this intense pressure, the rock would going to broke in terms of faulting would be there, and as a result of this, what? Dynamic metamorphism. So when the shale is converting into slate, that process is being known as cataclastic metamorphism. Then we have a regional or dynamothermal metamorphism. So here in this case, what is the dominant factor? The dominant factor is heat actually. So this heat and pressure both are the dominant factor. As a result of this, we got a regional metamorphism. We are referring dynamothermal metamorphism. And in this way, the shale could be converted into schist. If it is further, then the gneiss, which the sedimentary metamorphic rock. Gneiss, which could be a metamorphic rock, is going to. So here you can see in this image, we have these three different set of metamorphism process. Suppose if you are in the deeper part, so we would have a more role of heat, will have a contact. If we are near to the surface, so that will be dynamic, and if there is a some sort of depth from the crust, there we have a heat as well as pressure, overlying rocks pressure there, so we would have a formation metamorphic rocks. Those will be termed as result of regional metamorphism. Here we have three different types of. So that's all about the properties of metamorphic rocks. Now let's have one more subtopic in this particular part, and that is the rock cycle. As of now, we have seen throughout these different set of rocks, igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic, that the conversion of the rocks is actually taking place, and the transformation of rocks which is actually taking place, that is derived from the igneous. That's why igneous is also being referred as rock as well. So like there is a constant transformation, there is a continuous, I would say, transformation into the one and another under the natural or geographical processes. So when there is a magma, if this magma will cool, there will be igneous. Okay. When there is a igneous rock, if this igneous rock is subjected to weathering and erosion, lithification, there would be a formation of, we can say, sedimentary rock. So after weathering and erosion, we could have a loose sediments. If these loose sediments are there, they are subjected to compaction, they will be subjected to cementation, and yes, they will also subjected to lithification as well. Means the further strength will be added in these loose materials. So as a result of lithification, we would have a formation of sedimentary rocks. Now these sedimentary rocks, if they are subjected to intense heat and pressure, they will be a what? Metamorphic rock. these igneous rock or these sedimentary rocks, if they are directly under the influence of heat and pressure, they would be directly converted to the metamorphic rock. If these metamorphic rocks are melting, then yes, ultimately they will going to transform in terms of igneous rocks. Means there is a proper cycle. The conversion of these rocks would going to take place constantly. There is no proper sequence that igneous would be transformed in sedimentary and sedimentary would be transformed in metamorphic. No, sequence could be changed. Sedimentary directly could be transformed in terms of igneous. Metamorphic directly can be transformed in terms of igneous, or let's say sedimentary as well. If there is a removal of these metamorphic rocks, then ultimately you would have what? Sedimentary rocks. There is no proper sequence, but yes, we have a cycle that the structural properties of these rocks, they would going to transform throughout the time when they are subjected to exogenetic processes, or sometimes, especially in metamorphism, when they are subjected to endogenetic forces. And when we have a sedimentary rocks, if the sedimentary rocks were going to melt, ultimately that will lead to the magma, or let's say after the magma we have a igneous rock which could appear on the earth's surface. So here you can see